Hey guys, so I just got home from the bar, so I'm kind of drunk, whatever. Look at my fucking winged eyeliner though. It's so fucking on fleek. Could fucking cut a bitch. Let me know if y'all want a tutorial on how I make my liner so fucking fantastic. One thing I'm very good at, winged eyeliner. Thanks YouTube, been watching since 8th grade, and because of you, my shit's poppin'. We've been drinking for like a million hours because it's happy hour, and I intended on going out tonight because it's my last Friday before I go back to Texas for Christmas break. But I feel like super depressed. Like, I'm fucked up, obviously, but I have energy. Like, I could go out and make it out and all of that. But I just don't feel like doing that at all. Like, I just feel like all my energy is sucked out of me, and that's super weird. I don't know. Sometimes because of my anxiety, I have little depressive bouts, and I just think right now I'm not really that happy. But I feel like a lot of things in my life lately have been like not going super perfectly. And you know what they say, when it rains, it pours. So like when one bad thing happens, another bad thing happens, and like all the bad things happen at once, you know? It's fine, whatever, I'm handling it. I don't cry. I like internalize things, and I just like really look at things from all perspective so I can like rationalize things and stuff. I don't know. I like the way I handle negativity and like bad luck and just like shitty things happening is just like trying to rationalize it for how it probably has a purpose in the greater scheme of my life, and it's all gonna be fucking okay. It's NBD. Shit happens. I wanted to go out this morning and all day. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Like, I'm literally feeling just depressed. This cat wants all my attention. This cat has so much fur compared to my cat. My cat's in Texas. Aw, little baby. We're making a little video. Shane Dawson is my favorite YouTuber of all time. If I could only watch one YouTuber for the rest of time, it would be Shane Dawson. Top 3 would be Shane Dawson, Saucony Jolie's. This is so hard. My whole life is like wrapped around YouTube. Maybe Shaytards. Shaytards and Shane Dawson were like the first YouTubers I was ever watching. And Saucony Jolie's I only started watching, well, I've been watching them for a while. I started watching when Amelia was crawling. So when she was a super, super tiny baby. So like at least 4 years, 3-something years. And I just could not imagine not knowing how, like, they grow up and stuff, and if they have more kids. I wanted to talk about something. Okay, so what I wanted to say that I realized that I was not going to be able to explain well or even correctly at all last night while I was fucked up is this concept that I've been thinking about how all relationships in your life need attention to grow. The same way, like, if you're trying to grow a flower, you have to give it the correct amount of sunlight and water, and like you have to pay attention to it every single day. Like, or a pet, like if you just forget to feed the pet or clean out the litter box for 3 days, in 3 days you're gonna have a really pissed, hungry as fuck animal, and you're gonna have a really dirty litter box and blah blah blah. That's not necessarily a concept that any of you haven't heard before. Everyone knows that, but I just find myself thinking really deeply about things that you've been told your whole life. Like, your whole life you've been told, like, relationships take 2 to tango, you have to put in work to make it grow. Like, you've been hearing that, right? Like, for your whole life, from your parents, from older siblings, friends, whatever. When I go through things and whatever and I tell you all about them, I start to think about things differently. And with the recent Brandon situation and him coming back from the dead and me like finally just like popping off on him and calling him out for all his bullshit, and how I was explaining to y'all that like even though 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever, like I would have bent over backwards for Brandon if he ever came back and like wanted to be with me or rekindle things or be my friend, and now I'm at that point where I'm like, fuck no. Like, literally there's no way in hell. Like, I've really sat and thought about it. Like, what if Brandon ever texted you and said that he broke up with the girlfriend and he made a huge mistake, like ever breaking up with you for her, and he wanted to fly out to you or drive to you wherever you were living, and he wanted so desperately to even just like spend a day with you and like see where things could go, blah blah blah. Like, I've really thought about that, not necessarily because I think that's even a reality. Like, this is all completely hypothetical. I've just thought about that like in the context of what would I actually do. And like, I can firmly say, you guys, that even if that happened, like I would deny him, which is so crazy to say that out loud, and not only just like weird, but also so empowering to be like, holy crap, like full circle to the biggest extent of any situation I've been in with a guy. Like, ball was completely in Brandon's court. I never thought the ball would be in my court, because you know how they say that whoever cares less has more power? Obviously, Brandon cared less. He didn't have the feelings for me that I did for him, at least not as extreme, and he broke up with me, and he moved away, and he got a new girlfriend. Like, he was handling all of it better than I was, and I never thought there'd be a day that the ball would be in my court. And it's just amazing to see that full circle of, like, me having all this power and him wanting to even just be my friend. Like, it kills him to not be able to see my life, know what's happening in my life. Like, it's so weird how much he cares now. And now, if he ever wanted to be with me, he'd have to ask me. Like, it would have to be up to me if that's something I wanted. And now I can, like, wholeheartedly say that that's not something I want, and he's not someone I want, and that's not something that'll ever be in my future. And I just wanted to talk about that in the idea of, like, relationships taking work to grow, because when you have really strong feelings for someone, you find it so hard to believe that you'll ever get over them. Like, come on, we've all been there. When you are in the peak of liking someone or being in love with someone, or you're in a relationship, like, you literally are like, oh my god, I could not imagine not having this person in my life. If we ever break up, it's going to be the end of my world. Like, I'm never going to find someone else like that. I'm never going to have a love like this. I'm never going to have a boyfriend like this. Like, it's so easy to tell ourselves that. Like, come on, ladies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But realistically, once the breakup happens, or you have a falling out or whatever, such as in me and Brandon's situation, when he moved away and started dating someone new, which just left me high and dry with nothing, it was just like from each day after that moment that I knew things were over, whether I could feel it or know it or not, literally every passing day, my feelings for him were dwindling. Maybe they were only dwindling by like 0.00001% chance. Like, you know, the first few days, months, whatever is hard. But eventually, you do get to a point that you're completely over them. And what I just want to mention about that is, you think that you're not strong enough to be like, oh, it's been a year, like, I'm over them, like, I'd never take them back. But in the back of your head, you're kind of like, oh, but would I? Like, you don't really believe in yourself enough to believe that you'd be strong enough to be like, fuck you, fuck no, like, you fucked me over, we're done. But the same way that any relationship or anything in life needs, like, attention and love to flourish, like, Brandon hasn't given me that same affection, love, whatever you want to call it, that he gave me when we were together for the past year and a half. Like, it's been so long now, and now it's like me and Brandon's thing is dead, like completely dead. Like, do not resuscitate, like no chance for this shit now. And I was just thinking about that, how literally there's nothing that could happen for me and Brandon's relationship to resuscitate. Like, once something's dead, it's dead, like in all aspects of life. Like, once someone's dead, you don't get them back. Once a relationship is dead, usually it's dead for good, or it's never going to be the same if you ever try and bring it back to life. And I just kind of wanted to talk about how once you get to the point that you're strong enough and you're a bad enough bitch, like, I'm finally getting over them, I'm finally over this relationship, do not be the girl that just because then the guy is like, okay, yeah, I want to be with you again, like, let's try again, no matter how much time passes. Like, you will feel so much better with yourself if you can be like, no, this is dead, nothing can bring this back to life. Once something's dead, is dead. There's no water you can give this plant to bring it back to life. There's no love you can give this relationship to bring it back to life. There's nothing you can do to make something come back to life once it's dead. And sometimes things are meant to die, and they're meant to stay dead. There's a reason that dead things don't come back to life. We don't live in The Walking Dead, y'all. Zombies ain't real. So if zombies aren't gonna even be real, then why the fuck does my ex-boyfriend ever need to come back from the dead? You know what I'm saying? Like, it does get to a point that any relationship or whatever is so far gone that no matter what happens, no matter who comes crawling back, no matter what may go down, sometimes it's just too fucking far gone. And I just want y'all to remember that it's okay to accept sometimes when something's really over. And it's so empowering, and it's such a good feeling. And I just wanted to talk about that, and there's no way I could have explained that last night. I was so fucking wasted. But I just wanted to talk about that, and that's not enough content for a whole video, so I thought I'd make a little vlog. Took off all my makeup this morning, of course, because I'm so gross. Like, I didn't take it off last night before I slept in it, but it clogged my pores. I usually always take off my makeup the next morning because I'm too drunk. I'm just like, whatever. But y'all, my eyeliner last night was popping. So weird to, like, see your face, like, without all that fucking shit versus like with it. Rocking the Christmas cat sweater though. The best part about the sweater was that it lit up, and there's like all these little lights on it that were like flashing, and it was so fucking dope. And I kept the little remote for it that made it light up in the pocket of my leggings, and like within 1 hour of wearing it, I went to go pee, ripped off my leggings, and the button like ripped off of the fucking wires in here, so now this is just a regular fucking cat sweatshirt instead of a dope ass rave cat sweatshirt. But yeah, if you're into fucking cool ass Christmas sweaters with weird designs and like light up shit, go to Walmart. Walmart had literally so many fucking choices, and I don't even like Walmart, so like Walmart has that good. Have a great day, y'all. Do not resuscitate old loves. Remember, do not resuscitate.